You know the one. You're sitting on the couch on a Sunday night, watching Antiques Roadshow. Someone brings in a dusty old lamp they found in their grandmother's attic. You squint at the screen, take a sip of your coffee, and confidently declare, "That's worth $50, tops." Then the appraiser drops the bomb. At auction, this would easily bring $25,000. We watch for the gasp. We watch for the tears. We watch for that life-changing moment where a regular person realizes they've been sitting on a goldmine. But in all the years of the show, we have never, and I mean never, seen a reaction quite like the one that happened in West Fargo, North Dakota. This is the story of a veteran, a watch, and a valuation so shocking that gravity literally stopped working. The humble beginning, 1974. Let's rewind the clock. The year is 1974. Our hero, let's call him the Air Force veteran, was stationed at a base in Thailand. He wasn't a wealthy collector. He wasn't looking for an investment piece. He was just a guy who needed a reliable watch for scuba diving. He'd heard that Rolex made the best dive watches, so he walked into the base exchange, the BX, and put in an order for a Rolex Oyster Cosmograph. Now here is the part that makes your stomach turn a little bit today. He paid $345.97 for it. At the time, that was a lot of money. That was roughly a month's salary for a soldier in the 70s. But he saved up, he paid his cash, and he got the watch. The too nice problem. When the watch finally arrived, the veteran looked at it. He held it in his hands. He looked at the pristine dial, the shiny stainless steel, the elegance of the craftsmanship. And he had a thought that would change his destiny. This is too nice to take into the salty ocean water. We've all been there, right? You buy a nice pair of shoes, but you don't want to ruin them, so you leave them in the box. That's exactly what he did. He took his new Rolex, put it back in its original packaging, along with the warranty papers and the receipt, and placed it in a safety deposit box. And there it sat. For 40 years, through the 80s, the 90s, the turn of the millennium. While the world changed outside, that watch sat in the dark, completely untouched. It was never worn. Not once. The moment of truth. Fast forward to the Antiques Roadshow taping. The veteran brings the watch in. He meets appraiser Peter Plains. Now, if you know watches, you know that Peter Plains was probably trying to keep his own heart from beating out of his chest. He wasn't just looking at a Rolex. He was looking at a reference 6263. But not just any 6263. Because the veteran had never worn it, the foil sticker was still on the back of the case. The original box was crisp. The paperwork was yellowed, perfect. Peter starts to explain what this is. He tells the veteran that this model is known as the Paul Newman Daytona. It is the holy grail of watch collecting. It is the kind of thing collectors would sell their own souls to get their hands on. The veteran is nodding, smiling. He knows it's probably worth more than $345. Maybe a few thousand. That would be a nice return on investment, right? The first number, Peter Plains builds the suspense. He explains that the Paul Newman style is incredibly rare. He points out the oyster features. Then he drops the first number. A watch like this, Peter says calmly, is worth about $400,000. Thud. I am not speaking metaphorically. The veteran didn't just gasp. He didn't just cry. He fell over. On national television, his legs turned to jelly and he hit the deck. You can see his heels fly up in the air. It was the most genuine human reaction ever captured on the show. The crowd gasped. Peter Plains had to rush around the table to make sure the man hadn't actually had a heart attack. Can you blame him? Imagine finding out the thing you almost went swimming with is worth the price of a luxury home. But wait, it gets better. The veteran gets back on his feet. He's laughing, he's shaking, he's dusting himself off. He says, I'm okay. But Peter isn't done. See that $400,000 valuation? That was for a used one. That was for a watch that had been on a wrist. Peter looks the veteran in the eye and delivers the second blow. Because this watch is unworn, Peter says, his voice trembling with excitement, because you have the box and the papers, and the original receipt. The veteran braces himself. This watch, at auction, is worth between $500,000 and $700,000. $700,000. The veteran didn't fall down this time, he just stared, his mouth hung open. The only word he could manage was a whispered, "No." Why this story hits us in the feels. Why do we love this clip so much? It's not just about the money. Although let's be honest, $700,000 is life-changing money. It's about validation. It's about a regular guy who made a practical purchase 40 years ago. He wasn't trying to be a tycoon. He wasn't a hedge fund manager hoarding assets. He was a soldier who liked a watch, and then respected that watch enough to keep it safe. It's the ultimate good things happen to good people moment. When he fell to the ground, he was all of us. He was every person who has ever hoped that maybe, just maybe, we catch a lucky break. It was unpretentious, raw, and absolutely beautiful. The lesson for the rest of us now. Before you go tearing apart your house looking for old watches, remember that this was a lightning strike moment. But it does remind us of something important. Take care of your things. Whether it's a watch, a classic car, or just a collection of comic books, passion pays off. The veteran kept that watch because he thought it was beautiful. He respected it. And 4 decades later, that respect paid him back 1,000 times over. So the next time you're watching Antiques Roadshow and you see someone walk up to the table with a small, battered box, don't write them off. They might just be moments away from the clunk heard around the world.